Good morning and welcome to Kramer's Corner with daily technical update. It is the 1st of May, so it's a new month, and it is Thursday, and this is an educational video. There's no advice or recommendation, advice to buy or sell or anything. It is purely for educational purposes only. And we'll start with super microcomputer that started much lower, almost 20% lower yesterday, following disappointing earnings and estimates. But buyers lifted it and closed only down 10%, as you can see here on the daily chart. It actually stayed above 2165 key support. Still negative sentiment on the RSI. And it could still move lower, but as long as it stays about 27.65, then there is a chance that it could build an uptrend. But for it to build an uptrend, it needs to close at least above this resistance here at 37.40. Moving on to the overall US markets, that's a bit volatile yesterday, opened much lower, dipped lower, but closed almost unchanged. So S&P 500 is still trying to push higher, and it is in a short-term bullish trend after this bounce. Still negative sentiment on the RSI. It needs to close above 60 threshold to push even higher and turn this massive sell-off into a bullish trend. Still strong overhead resistance just around 5,700, and especially up here just below 5,800. Pre-market, we are actually trading up a little bit higher, about 0.4%. So it looks to be another fairly okay day. Still negative sentiment on the RSI, and it really needs to close above 60 threshold, but there's a good chance we'll do it. But let's see, it might be rejected. More or less same story on Nasdaq 100, likely to test 19,707 resistance. And here pre-market, we are up about 0.5%. So we are getting really close to that level here. That's the spike up there. And let's just add a horizontal line so we have something to go for. There, 19,868 on the CFD. But the really key one, 20,321 on the actual CFD. And the Dow Jones index resistance here, this gap area that should be observed. We talked about it for so many days now. 40,986 and 41,383. Hang Seng has been fairly muted here for about a week now, just stepping sideways around 22,000. So it gapped higher. Can it close the gap up to 23,638? That remains to be seen. Still negative sentiment, but we have also built a bullish trend here. Higher low, a higher low, and a higher high. Let's see. If it closes back below 21,560, then the downtrend could resume. But for now, it seems to be ticking high. The prospect of moving higher is definitely there. EuroStoxx50 resistance here at 5,228. That should be observed. 5,230. The 100 moving average currently giving a really hard time. Also could set back a little bit here pre-market. It is unchanged. DAX index a little bit higher again yesterday. RSI closed just below 60 threshold, so that will be key here the next couple of days. Can it close above or not? If it does close above, we can still see a correction lower, but then I think we'll see a push higher if RSI can close above 60 threshold. Here pre-market, you can see we're actually pushing higher, and as we speak, the RSI very close, as you can see, 59.37 to break higher, and that could give even more positive sentiment for the German index. Euro dollar likely to test support at 112.40. In this area here, we have some strong support. I think remove this one here, so it's easy to see. We had the 38.2 retrace from 112.50. If it breaks below, well, then we could see 110.55 support. The sterling dollar cable here that couldn't stay above 134.35. like a little bit above. If it takes out 132.30, well, then we could also see a setback to around 130 here. The Euro Sterling, finding some support here, actually just a little bit of the support, above the support at 84.75 and the 61.8 retracement. Could still dip down to it, but I think we will see it push higher. We can see all the moving averages are actually rising, so the underlying trend is bullish, and I think we will see it pushing higher. Moving on to the yen pairs. The yen pairs have been on the move this morning in Asian session. Seems to be continuing in the European session. Dollar yen breaking above the 38.2 retracement, 144.20. I think we will see it push up to 146.50, 146.85, maybe a little bit more to the 61.8 retracement in this consolidation area here, or this where there was a lot of volatility but without much direction. I think we'll see a bounce up to that level. The euro yen, maybe this is the time that it could take out 164.20 for a push higher towards 166, 166 and a half. Moving averages are starting to rising. Even the 200 will eventually push move around here, and then we can, if we see 55, the blue one, and 100 breaking above the 200, that will give it even more upside potential. Aussie yen also pushing higher. I think we could see it push up to 786 retracement at 93.65, possibly testing the upward falling trend line here. There's a little bit of resistance here at 93.15, but if it slides back and takes out, and I think I actually will adjust it, takes out the 90 spot 59, so 90 spot 50 I will say, then a downtrend is resuming. And finally, sterling yen also pushing higher above the 61.8 retracement, testing the 100 moving average, and then we have the 200 here. RSI very close to the 60 threshold. If it does close above, then I think we'll see a push up to 786 retracement at 193.5. For this picture to turn around, or this scenario to be demolished, 189.90 is the key level to watch. Aussie dollar, well, still stepping sideways. I think we will see it higher, but could dip down to the 786 retracement here once again at the 62.80-85, where we have the 55 moving average, we have the 21, and we have the 100 moving average support, and then I think we'll see it bouncing once again. Positive sentiment on the RSI supporting higher levels. Dollar Canada has taken out its low and could slide lower here in the coming days towards 137, 137 and a half. Sterling Canada likely to test the support here at 183.15. If it takes it out, well, then we could see a push down to 182. Euro Swiss, well, also in a corrective mode here. Well, actually resuming downtrend, I would say, and I think we'll see it down to the 61.8 at 93 and a change, possibly 786 retracement at 92.70 down here. I wouldn't be surprised if that scenario plays out. 55 moving average is pushing it lower, and negative sentiment on the RSI is likely to push it lower. However, if it takes out 94.50, then I think we'll see an uptrend being established. Dollar Swiss, well, not much to say, still trying to bounce higher, and we could see it test the 38.2 retracement at 83.50. If it takes out that, well, then there's room up to 85, 85 and a half. And the dollar index, I still believe we could see it test the 38.2 retracement at 100 spot 23, and maybe also challenge this gap area here. And if it can close it above it, meaning at 100 spot 74, well, then there's potential to 101.80, which is the 61.8 retracement. Moving on to gold. Gold this morning has broken below support at 32.60, testing the 50% retracement of this uptrend here. I think we could see a push down to the key strong support here and 61.8 retracement at 31.65, 3,165. fairly shortly. If it takes it out, if it closes below, well, then we could see support and the 786 retracement being tested, and this rising trend line here could be tested in the region between 3073 and 3057. So that would be key. And also to look at the weekly chart, so that would be very interesting, and something that you should observe towards the end of the week. We have really top and reversal in the making. We had this shooting star there, a shooting star, which is an indication of top and reversal, and it will be confirmed if we end the week with a negative or bearish candle here, and it seems like that's the scenario that is playing out at the moment. We have the silver currently testing support here around 32. If it takes it out, well, it actually had taken it out close below and also closing below the cloud here, then I think we'll see a push down to around $31. Copper spiked lower to the 100 moving average yesterday. Didn't get all the way down to the support and the 55 and the 50% correction of this uptrend here, just around 450 before bouncing. Still holding on above 40 threshold, but we are in a negative sentiment, hasn't closed above 60 threshold. So that will be key here the next towards the end of the weekend. Will it bounce, continue to bounce, or will RSI take out 40, and will copper take out 450? If it can bounce and move back above 473, maybe uptrend could resume. The scenario we talked about the past few days is playing out in crude oil here. WTI took out 60.46 support when we spoke yesterday, and is now pushing towards 786 retracement and 57.20. Could push lower, and if we look at the weekly chart, we can see it is actually a very strong downtrend. Negative sentiment on the RSI. Currently no divergence on the weekly chart, indicating possibly lower levels below $55. We have Brent crude oil, same scenario. It already reached the 786 retracement here at 60.59. Could push lower, but I wouldn't be surprised to see a bounce here, maybe within the rest of the day. But if we are in a bearish trend, however, it is building up a little bit of bearish. Divergence here on the RSI. You see the RSI is not lower here than here, so maybe a little bit of trend exhaustion, but it is a massive push really, so I think we could see it push lower. Let's see here the rest of the day. Will it bounce a little bit, or will it continue to go towards previous lows? On the gas market, European gas, well, still in a bearish trend with a potential down to around 30 euros. US nat gas Henry Hub dancing around the 38.2 retracement at 339. If it takes out the little spike up there at 345, then I think we'll see a correction up to 61.8 retracement at 372. If it starts sliding lower below the lows from yesterday, then a downtrend could resume. Yields and US Treasury yields just above the 61.8 retracement 411. RSI 40 is being tested. If it's broken and close below, well, then I think we'll see US 10-year yields down to 786 retracement and 392, 399, basically around 4%. The 2-year Treasury yield actually collapsed yesterday, and it could follow through today. It has reached the 786 retracement here at 350. There's a little bit of support, but negative sentiment on the RSI, and it is likely to push lower. But at the moment, we have a bit of support here in this region, as we can see also on the weekly chart. Looking at the European yields, we have the EU 10-year pushing lower, dropping lower here also. I think we could see it down to 237, maybe even 235, 32 in the coming week or so. UK 10-year also lower, bouncing a little bit here, but we are in a bearish trend, likely to push lower towards 438. Crypto, well, Bitcoin is still trying to get above this 95,130 level. I think we'll see it. I think we'll see that push up towards 100,000. Will it reach 100,000? That's debatable, but I think we will see that. However, if we do get below, and let me just add a horizontal line, if it takes out that level there at 91,685, then downtrend is likely to resume. You have a larger sell-off, but for now it seems to be really want to push higher. Ethereum, still a sideways range trading, but it could be dragged higher with Bitcoin if that scenario plays out. All right, that's all for today. Have a nice day, and talk to you again tomorrow.